Welcome to the Forged in Fire podcast. Meet your host, Nate Farmer Eden, co-founder and CEO of Eden Capital, dedicated to achieving financial independence for his community, and Cole Farrell, founder and CEO of Vulcan Capital, a real estate expert with a passion for empowering others through education. Stay tuned for another episode right here on Forged in Fire.
Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Forged in Fire. I'm your co-host, Nate Farmer Eden. Allow me to introduce my second here, Cole. Come on stage, brother.
Nate, what's going on? How are you today?
Man, I'm okay, but I mean, for those that are just listening to it on the podcast and don't get to see the visual, today is a struggle for me because I'm in a splint thing, and so I'm one-handed bandit today. So trying to type emails has been a struggle, but it's fine. We're gonna get through it. How are you?
You were out skateboarding again, weren't you? That's what happened.
Why are you telling my deep, dark secret?
I'm playing. But Nate, do you know what today is? Or tonight, more specifically?
I have a couple of ideas. I think that might be the first, but I don't know. Fill me in. What are we doing tonight?
So tonight, and if you're listening to this, it's not going to still be tonight, but I'm going to say tonight anyways, is our big webinar event. And so we have a ton of registrants for it. We're going to be talking specifically about how to find your first deal, why real estate is the most effective way to get to financial freedom, how to get started, and all these different pieces to that. So anybody that's listening to this, we're going to be scheduling one in the near future. So still click the link below and register for the next one coming up, because it's not going to be something that you want to miss. So before we get into this podcast, I want to go through a couple housekeeping items. So first, please leave us a rating and review so that we can keep growing and educate others, of course, right? Second, please subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And lastly, buckle up. As always, it's going to be a hell of a ride, right?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Oh, my goodness. I cannot wait. Today, we have a dear friend of mine, Ray, who is coming to talk to us a little bit about it. Not only does he do coaching and consulting, but he's also president chair for a network that I'm a part of called P.I.E. Ray, come on stage, brother. It's good to see you. How are we doing today?
Great, Nate. Great. You guys, thank you for having me here. I really appreciate that. It's going, man. We just came back from my success party. Matter of fact, this past Saturday. So,
dude, awesome. Huge congrats, man. That is awesome. So, we're going to ask you a little bit about telling us about the success party, but also tell us kind of what got you here, what brought you here. Fill us in from the very beginning to where you are now, and then kind of P.I.E, how it all worked. Let us know. Enlighten the crowd.
All right. Well, I've been in the business consulting industry for the last about 10 years, and I've had some great mentors, and Bob was my greatest mentor, especially to understand, that there's so many variables about business and how the wheels turn. How the gears operate, and there's so many gears, and he always said it was like a watch. There's constant turning. When one gear fails, it doesn't work. So he taught me how to resolve those things, how to navigate through, all of the complexities of business, and so. From there, I ended up growing my own little business. I did some independent contracting and took on a few businesses, both mostly mom and pop shops, and then I took on a couple big names now, which I'm really proud of, because I could say, hey, you know what, I was there at the beginning. But it's great. It's great, And then finally, I've had my ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie. I've hit rock bottom before, but I pushed my way through, and that was the greatest obstacles that I've faced. Bless you.
Love
Thank you.
that. Love that. So let me ask you this. You mentioned that you've been in and out of a few different businesses. You're working on some really big things now, which is awesome. So for anybody that doesn't know you or doesn't know kind of the segment you're in, give us some more detail on like, what is your strategy to your entire career? Like, what do you focus on? What's the goal? How do you progress? Things like that.
Well, it's a huge focus. There's a lot that goes on, and as my team would say, I'm all over the place at times. But in the end, I take so many different roads, but then I always end up back in that straight line again. But I'm always on the main focus. But family, I've got 6 kids, which I love my kids. My girlfriend has
That's
3 kids of
amazing.
her own, so it's kind of like almost like the Brady Bunch. But I try to manage my
Oh my
time.
goodness. I love that. Come on, Father. Awesome.
Yes, it is. My oldest daughter, actually, when I first started Sensenig Coaching and Consulting, I basically changed the name and then added the financial coaching part. So I seen a big opportunity to help others with the most simplest thing of budgeting. So for me, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to have some focus with the budgeting and debt portion of the company, because there's just so many people that just don't know how to even do a budget, or they never were taught that.
Exactly. And it's so critical to know how to run like a P&L, a basic P&L, how to run a basic budget. Something we always talk about on here with our clients just in general is just that if you don't know the numbers, like you're not in business or you're soon to not be in business. Like you got to know the numbers and where you're headed. So
Yes, exactly. And that's the biggest thing is, knowing where to put your money and how to make your money work for you. Like there's a lot of people that they don't realize, how much they could be really saving. So we kind of pull that apart for them and say, hey, look how much money you could be making right now. Look how much money you could be saving for your next trip to, whether you're going out of country or going to another state just to visit family.
right, exactly. That's awesome. So let me ask you this then, going through these different segments, kind of building your career, what were some of like the challenges and lessons going through that?
So going through that, there was a lot, I mean, it wasn't all, rainbows and unicorns. Like I had to, you know, even though like I've had the hardships, I still had to push through. Like, I mean, I've been, down and out. I've lost a lot of things in the past 5 years or 4 years, and so from that, I've learned. I took that as a lesson, and for a lot of people, that are out there, you know, you have to use that. Uh, don't let anything get you down. Like you have to push through, and you have to stay motivated. Think of the positive, and think about and focus on something that is going to get you through it, because there's always something to fight for. And what I've learned when I was in the military, when I was in the Army, is that you have to push through no matter what. It was always mission first. And so for my company, for my firm, and for my network, our focus is that mission, and our mission is to empower them, and give them the knowledge and motivation to reach their goals. Because I know I did. It might have took the ups and downs like a roller coaster, between the the family issues or just the personal issues, but I got through it and I'm here now.
I love that. That's amazing. And it's great to hear somebody else that kind of really advocates for the coaching, the consulting side. And we talk about that all the time, right? A lot of the things that we do is like specific real estate kind of education. And Nate and I both have our own mentors for ourselves. And you do this for other people. And we always just advocate and say, if you don't have somebody showing you the way, if you don't have a mentor, a coach, a consultant, whatever you want to call it, you're just slowing yourself down. Like there is no reason under the sun that you should not have somebody pushing you further and kind of help guiding you. We think it's absolutely, critical. So I want to go into a little bit like finance and funding, and I'm sure it's a little different in your realm because you're kind of dabbling in all over the place. But in your world, are you directly buying and selling businesses, or are you just primarily doing the consulting?
Okay, so for the business consulting side, we help businesses, manage their accounting, manage their budget, and for the most part, we do have a bookkeeper that we utilize that can help with that. We ourselves, and especially when when it comes to the financial coaching, we always let everybody know, we're not the financial advisor. That's a whole different realm because we don't deal with investments. All we deal is with, the money you have now and how to save, the different methods to use, and, start managing where your money's going,
Gotcha. Then I'm going to eliminate my last question because it's not going to apply directly. Nate, do you have a question you want to jump in with?
Yeah, so a couple of questions. Awesome so far. This is amazing. How do you go about identifying the different businesses that you want to acquire? And then once you go ahead and help with them with the consulting, do you get ownership stake in the company, or do you just sort of assist them and take them to the next milestone, and then you sort of back off and they just sort of reach out to you as needed?
Yeah, so the way that works with the businesses, we don't take a stake out of them. What we do is we guide them. We guide them through, whether it's operations or even people that are starting up a business, all the necessities that they need, everything that they, between all the questions, even developing some of their employees. I mean, a lot of the companies that we take in, they don't know a lot of the compliance laws. They don't know how to, deal with situations when it comes to employees. So we try to help them to stay focused with that and to be able to, take charge of their business and to know it both inside and out. Because if you don't know what you're running or how to run your business, I mean, you're going to have a lot of difficulties in the long run. And so we provide services that they can utilize that can help them move forward and stay educated.
Love that. Love that. So being that you're in the financial kind of aspect of it, you're helping run the budgets. Talk to me about risk, meaning like, where do you, and I wouldn't even say the word advise, but like, where's the risk threshold that you like to play on? Is it all in? Is it conservative? Tell me about that kind of, whether it's you, your clients, etc.
So it depends. And we always say we tailor everything is because, depending on what kind of business you have, if it's the express train or freight train or, steam engine, we're designed to help you get through that. I mean, I have, the old school business owners versus the new school and everything, whether it's like slow pace or fast pace, we tailor everything to their needs. So whether it's like right now, I'm going to take two examples here. We have one company that is AI. And so we're helping them and we're learning at the same time. So we're learning about the system, but we're helping them with the marketing. So we're pushing them to be able to reach out to attract and appeal to the old businesses with their new product. And then we got the old school businesses that are like, hey, you know what? This is how we're doing the brick and mortar, and we're needing this and that. And it's like, okay, that's great. This is what you need to do, but you need to be able to be found, not just locally, but a lot of people miss out on the opportunity to reach out to across the nation, because it's not just local. You're going to always have competition locally, but there's always opportunity, and sometimes you just have to look for it and seize it.
I love that. I agree 1,000%. And so with this question, it's kind of a two-part question. One, we're using the term we a lot, and I love that. So who is the we? What does your team look like from when you started and where we are now? And then when you're helping companies, do you have set KPIs and metrics that you're following with your company or for them? Or does it just kind of change and differ with each one of the individual clients you pick up?
Well, for your first part of the question, my team, and I do say we a lot, I'd never like to leave them out of anything, because this isn't, if it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't be here today. So, but my team is extraordinary and great. They're very creative. They're kind of like me. They're like a bunch of mini me's in so many ways. But they are, they will. I got a couple of them that will question everything I think of, but they'll understand and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to follow you on this, and I'm going to try to see what I can do to make this work for you. And it's like, okay, great. So I got them in the habit of saying we, so we could build this team up. When I first started this thing, it was just me. And then I slowly recruited people. I kind of, as they say, I kind of just threw them in. And they're like, wait, what am I doing? Okay, fine, I'll work for you. Okay. But then to answer your second question, as far as like the KPI, the metric system and everything, we do have the basic, formula. And what we do is we question a lot of our clients, to have a better understanding of where they're standing right now, where they're actually standing and where they think they're standing and where they want to go. And so we take that and we kind of evaluate and review, like, hey, this is where you are. This is where you think you are, but you're not actually there yet. So let's see how we can get to each milestone, going from here, taking baby steps, going from here and to here and to here. So that way they have a better understanding, and it's understandable for them as well.
Love that. Nate, any other questions before we jump into our next round or the specific spot?
Oh my goodness. I think Ray might be ready for the hot seat, bro. I think so.
Oh,
don't get
man.
nervous.
Woo, I'll be sweating here.
All right, Ray. Here we go. I'll explain it first, so I didn't explain it. You can answer these succinctly, very short, or you can kind of go at length, whatever you want to do. Nate and I are going to do our absolute best to not say anything. We're just going to keep going with questions.
Oh, okay.
What separates top performing entrepreneurs from the rest of the crowd?
Oh, your mic got low.
How about that? Let's try it again. What separates top performing entrepreneurs from the rest of the crowd?
Personality.
What's a daily habit that's contributed to your success?
Focus.
What is a piece of advice that you would give to yourself if you were starting again?
don't have so many kids.
What is your favorite business book?
The Psychology of Money.
Ooh, that's a good one. What is your favorite part of owning your business?
My team.
What is a new business strategy or innovative structure that you've implemented to help drive your success?
Networking. Definitely networking.
You survived.
I know. Woo! If my kids are watching, I just want to let you know I love you all.
I love it. I love it. Well, Ray, thank you so much. I'm trying to think if there's any last minute questions I want to ask you, but why I think of that, one, I want to kind of go over just what we chatted about. It was great because you talked about kind of your interest story, the things you're working on now, where you kind of lead people, how you manage risk. We kind of talked about pieces of the business that you like to focus on. And there's just a lot of really good nuggets I think you went through. So my last question is, do you have any final advice for somebody listening to this that you would, wish that they heard?
For the business owners that are out there, when it comes to business, always take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This is going to help you. You got to take a deep breath and before pushing on, you really have to take a look at everything. There's a lot of gears. Don't get overwhelmed. If you need help, hey, we're here for you. And for the people that need budgeting, that need the financial advice or, the financial guidance, it's highly important to know what your money can do for you and where your money stands, where you stand with your money. Because we all have to work and live with money, and we have to buy things, and it's kind of the what we call the vote of confidence in money.
Love it. Oh, and I forgot to ask, where can people find you?
So we do have a website. It's sensenigcc.com. And actually, I think I could put this in the chat, can I?
You can, and we'll put it in below. So anybody that wants to reach out to Ray will have his information, his website that he mentioned, his contact info, just below. So awesome.
Yes. I mean, we do have our toll-free number, which is 1-866-450-6560. We try to make it easy with the numbers. So it's easier for people to remember.
Ray, I love this 1,000%. And again, bottom of our hearts, Ray, truly appreciate you coming by. It's an honor. It's been a pleasure. It's a privilege of ours to have you on the show with us in Forged in Fire. Thank you so much. For those that are out there listening, you could be anywhere else in the world. You decided to be here with us. Listen to this podcast. It means the world to us. We're looking forward to seeing you all on the next episode. In the meantime, we are still going to be launching tons of events. Make sure that you check out our webinars. Make sure you check out our website. Again, thank you all so much for being here. We'll check you on the next episode. Take care. Get home safe, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Welcome to the Forged in Fire